if this was a regular season of Big Brother that I was reviewing, right now I would either be rejoicing or lamenting the house guest's eviction. Unfortunately, this season, I have no horse in this race, so really I'm just tuning in to see what Omarosa is going to say and who's going to win, who wins veto, who wins HOH, and so on and so forth. For those of you that don't know, I'm Sage Valentine, and welcome to my channel. Right now I'm going to review an episode of Celebrity Big Brother, Season 1, Episode number 7. Am I surprised that Shannon was the third person to be voted out of the Celebrity Big Brother house? No. The reason why I'm not surprised boils down to the fact that once the Girls' Alliance basically imploded, when she decided to step out of the Girls' Alliance and try to work with James or to work with Mark, so on and so forth, I knew that her days would be numbered. I figured that she would at least make it, say, to the top 4, to the top 3. When she was nominated up against Keisha, and Keisha had to go home because of her breast milk emergency, I had a feeling that Shannon would be nominated again. The thing that really got me was that I found myself wondering, maybe the fact that she's getting nominated again will work in her favor, because sometimes in Big Brother it does. Maybe James will end up going home instead of Shannon. Anything can happen. Expect the unexpected. However, when James won that veto, I knew her days were numbered. When Omarosa started all that mess she started, I had a feeling her days were numbered. I had all these feelings this week about Shannon, but I figured that she would try hard and that she wouldn't give up. But again, this is me speaking as a person sitting at home rather than a person playing the game. One thing about being a super fan that I've learned after watching this series since 2000, which was 18 years ago, is that being a super fan sometimes is a detriment to the player. If Shannon had played during a regular Big Brother season where she was quote-unquote playing hard and all that other stuff, which I honestly don't think she was playing as hard as everyone's saying she was playing. I think that Shannon's mindset was with the regular Big Brother seasons instead of being with Big Brother Celebrity. I think she was doing a good job. The problem is that every season of Big Brother has a specific tone. And Celebrity Big Brother has shown itself to be more mental and less physical. And you're probably saying, Sage Valentine, what are you talking about? Well, James is a strong player physically. Shannon is a strong player physically. Meta is a strong player physically. And probably Mark, because Mark seems to be chilling with his donuts and coffee. And as I said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they're not targeting him, then he might as well just sit up here and chill out for a bit. The thing is, Meta World Peace is playing a game at this point, whereas he knows that they're going to discount him. He's being all cute. But I can see Meta World Peace making it to the end. James is a target, but the thing about James is that James is doing a lot of stuff undercover rather than open. The problem with Shannon also was when she went to Ross and she told Ross that she and Omarosa had an alliance. And I was just looking at the TV like, why the heck did she say that? I know she wanted to build a rapport, but that's kind of something that she should have said later on. But then again, if this had been the Big Brother house at this point, we would be in week 3. And I mean Big Brother house, I mean as far as the regular game. So I think she would have said something towards the end, and that's the time when she really should have said that. Ross at this point in the game is in control. Now, it may seem like Omarosa is, because, yeah, she's doing what she's doing. She's being messy. She's bringing the drama. She's talking about the Trump administration, the White House. That's what people want to hear. But the most dangerous player in the house right now is Ross. Yes, Omarosa is slaying the game, as they say, in that she is turning the house upside down, but Ross is in control of everything. And by the time these house guests figure out that Ross is in control, it's going to be too late. Too late. Another thing about Shannon. Shannon is a physical player, a mental player, and an emotional player. And I feel like the other players started to get into her head, but I also feel like Ross decided, since he's not the most physical player, to kind of get into Shannon's head and get into everybody else's head except for Omarosa and talk these people into doing this and that. In fact, I don't even think he's really talking to James or getting into James's head, but everyone else, he's kind of in their heads and he's kind of in control. But let me get down to my notes, because I'm up here talking about all this stuff off the top of my head, and I just really want to get through this review, but I felt like I had to say all that stuff to you because it was on my mind after I just finished watching the 2-hour episode, of which I kind of wish Big Brother would kind of trim it down a bit. I don't know, to me it just kind of drags out a bit. Like, get to the point. Get to the point. So Shannon knows that she's a target. She feels betrayed. She said the house is giving her more credit than she deserves. Yeah. But when she goes home and she watches those tapes, she'll realize that, yes, Omarosa is a problem, but Ross is an even bigger problem. Probably even bigger than James at this point, in my opinion. James is pissed that he's nominated. Brandy feels like for her game, Shannon needs to go. Everyone in the house but Mark agreed that Shannon needs to go. Shannon feels like Marissa and Ross stabbed her in the back and no one is being honest with her. No. Again, this version of Big Brother is not like the other Big Brothers. Yeah, people lied and stuff, but it's like, because this Big Brother is on a speedier timeline, people are moving fast. Real fast. Shannon doesn't see how she's a threat. She says she has no one, and I'm just like, don't you have James, though? But no, she says she has no one. She can't trust anyone. And she told the group she was in the room with that she didn't have an alliance with James. And I'm like, yeah, you had to deal with James. You did. She told Omarosa that she told Ross and the others about her alliance or her deal with Omarosa. She claims she hasn't talked game since Omarosa came back into the Big Brother house after being in the hospital. I'm just like, yeah, you kind of did. She calls Omarosa a liar. I'm just like, yeah. That's how you play Big Brother, though, unfortunately. Omarosa said that she sees Shannon as a brilliant player. So Mark decides to avoid the conversation that's happening in the room. He's disappointed that Shannon is melting down and he sees her as a great player. There are 3 stages of the Shannon eviction, in the words of Omarosa. She said that part 1 is shock. Shannon doesn't know why she's on the block. Part 2 is the anger phase. And part 3 is actress overdrive, making everyone feel sorry for her so that she can save herself from eviction. People have done that a lot in regular Big Brother as well. Omarosa said Shannon is dangerous, she overplays, she's athletic, and she's after Omarosa. Now, there are people online saying, well, you know, why did Omarosa say this? Why did Omarosa do this? People say that all the time in Big Brother. They always end up getting out the person who's gunning for them. That's nothing new. And then we see more of Omarosa talking about Trump. James took a shower or something, and James has a nice body, though. Kudos to James. Now, as far as the picking players for veto competition segment, Shannon chose Omarosa. Nobody clapped when Omarosa was chosen. Omarosa was being all extra and a mess. Ari chose Ross, and James chose Brandy. Now, Meta World Peace and that owl, they are so cute together. He's just like a giant cinnamon roll. Like, everybody just needs to hug and kiss Meta World Peace. I like him. He's just adorable. Omarosa says that she's worried about Shannon. And then she starts talking about that big alliance that's in the house at this point. Omarosa wants Shannon to win the veto and fight, and says that she needs to fight. Some people are just like, Omarosa's being all phony and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Honestly, the Omarosa we're seeing is not Omarosa at her peak, is what I've noticed. It feels like Omarosa is kind of like a little bit more mellow. Do I believe that she really likes Shannon? Probably. But you know how Omarosa is when she plays reality TV shows. And this is Big Brother, so people say what they need to say to get to the end of the game. That's why when a lot of people have problems with quote-unquote liars in the game, I'm just looking at them like, have you been watching Big Brother? That's all people do in Big Brother is lie. It is what it is. Omarosa decides to plant seeds of doubt in James's mind. James runs and tells what Omarosa said to him to Ross and Marissa. Marissa and Ross tell Ari what happened. Again, Ross wants to get Omarosa out, and I'm just like, dude, you've been trying to get her out since day one. It's really transparent at this point. Like, come on, dude. Omarosa lied and said that she didn't start any mess. Now, this situation made me laugh because in the end, it caused a hell of a lot of drama. James came in the room, was super defensive, got up and left the room, which made him look bad. Omarosa's a hot mess. And some people in the room believe what Omarosa said. Some people believe James. I'm just like, bring on the drama. That's all I'm here for. Okay. Shannon is supposed to be the target. However, the way this episode is edited, it shows that the big four, Brandy, Ari, Ross, and Marissa, are all iffy about whether they should get rid of Shannon or James. Shannon or James. Then they're just like, should they use Omarosa as a replacement or Mark as a replacement? Like, they never really have a concrete idea of what they're doing. They waver a lot. That will be that group's downfall. Mark my word. So, the big four decides that they want to convince James after he wins the veto, or say he wins the veto, once he wins HOH, to put up Omarosa. And they want to pull him into their alliance. Shannon realizes that the house is against her and she has to win veto. I mean, it's pretty obvious considering that the house guests aren't even being covert about it. They're being pretty much upfront about it. Shannon starts talking to Meta. She says that James is a stronger player and she'll do what she can to help Meta's group, whatever alliance he's in. And Meta's just like, dude, I'm still mad at you for not sending me home. He doesn't say that to her, but he says that in his diary room session. James tells the big four what they want to hear. In other words, he's just like, if that's what you want me to do, I'll do. But is James going to do that? No, and I never believed that he would. That's why I think James is one of the dangerous players in the house. James is strong, and honestly, he should have been the one voted out if he had not won the veto. So the house guests get these messages from their families, and Ari's message was the saddest because she was able to hear from her father, who appears to be bedridden and sick, and she broke down, and I was on the verge of tears. Everyone's emotional. There's a little more White House talk, and then we get to the power of veto, which is called Chez Noir, and James won because his time was 6 minutes and 24 seconds. The entire competition was disgusting. It was in the dark, and that pea soup part was just ew. I think the funniest part of the competition was not only the fact that Brandy took a sip of some wine, maybe a couple sips, and she had the slowest time of everyone, I guess because of the alcohol and the fact that it was really, really dark. But Omarosa's time in the darkness was hilarious because at first when we saw her, she had her hair down like mine. Well, her hair is longer than mine. And then we see her with the goggles and the swim cap. I'm like, of course, they got her a Speedo cap so she won't mess up the do. And then she was in the honey, and she lost her pants, and then she lost her sneakers. I think a number of people took their sneakers off. They said the hell with it. But judging by this veto competition, once again, James is the one to beat physically. And Shannon is obviously upset that she did not win the veto. Now, obviously, James is going to use the veto, so Ariadna has to figure out who she's going to put up as a replacement on the block. And really, she doesn't want to put up anyone, but the choice is out of her hands. So here comes Ross, another pretty brilliant player, because as I said before, he's in everybody's head. He is in control at this point. He said that the choice is either, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, Omarosa or Mark, but if they put up Mark, there will be no repercussions. That's what they think. But I have always looked at Mark since he started playing in this game as a dangerous player, because they don't know how physical he is because he's thrown competitions. They don't know how mental he is. When he finally starts playing this game, he's going to be another force to be reckoned with, and they still don't know that he is working with James. Anyway, James uses the veto. Ari replaces him with Mark, and Mark is just like, he shouldn't be underestimated. Mark did say that he didn't mind being a pawn. But these folks better not underestimate Mark. Now, Omarosa says that Shannon lost sight of what's important, not to overplay her hand. Shannon wants the big 4 or 5 to implode. Shannon tells James, listen, if you win HOH or however far you make it in the game, you got to break up Ross and Marissa, and you got to break up Ari and Brandy. Now, Ross obviously caught wind of what Shannon was doing, and he and the group decide to execute their plan as planned. We get to the live vote. It's a vote of 5-1, 5 for Shannon, which includes Ross, Marissa, Omarosa, James, and Meta, and 1 for Mark, which was Brandy. And Shannon is evicted. Shannon says she knew she'd be sitting in the chair. She feels betrayed by Brandy, Ari, Ross, and Marissa. She heard that they were going to backdoor her. She won't give Ross her vote, and I don't think she'll give Marissa either, because she did say that. She won't give Marissa her vote. She's not good at faking it, besides as an actress. Felt like she had to win it for the girls, and was surprised by the boredom. And she did not like walking into a room and all of a sudden everybody stops talking. So we get to the goodbye messages. Omarosa said she's one of the best players that has played Big Brother, and she wished her well. Shannon didn't look like she hated Omarosa. She didn't make the face that she made when she watched the messages of Ross and Marissa. That was wild to watch. It reminded me of when Chuck's face kind of changed when he was looking at certain people's messages, and he did not look happy, and she didn't look happy this time either. Then the episode ended with the HOH competition, but before I get to that, I forgot to say that Meta loves Shannon. Shannon loves Meta. Who doesn't love Meta, really? So at the HOH competition, which is called the Courtside Seats, that's how the episode ended. But spoiler alert, for those of you that don't know, Omarosa is the HOH. And I was just saying last night, I said, you know what? If Omarosa manages to make it another week, she will be a force to be reckoned with. And now she has saved herself a week because she's the HOH. Let the games begin. So you all take care. I'm Sage Valentine. I'll be back to review tomorrow's episode and Monday's episode and the rest of the episodes until the finale. I love you all, and a shout out to my Big Brother fans. I will be reviewing next Sunday's episode, episode 9. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.